Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, let's look at one of the coolest features that Adobe has added to After Effects. That's called protected regions. Sometimes they call it responsive regions, and I really don't like the term because the first time I heard responsive design, what I thought is that Adobe has added a feature that if I make a 16:9 composition, with one click I can convert it to 9:16 for mobile or tablet resolution composition, but that's not the case. It's actually for retiming animations. So let's take a look at it, and it's super cool. So what we have here is a lower third. If you double click on it, let's go into this. The tutorial is not about how to create this lower third, right? It's a very simple composition, but it's about something else. Now, there's a common problem about these types of animations. The problem here is that this is 4 seconds long, and you can't always predict the duration, how much the duration should be, because how long you have to keep it on the screen depends on the context of the video, and the context changes. And almost all the time, client comes up with various changes to the design of the low third as well as the duration it has to appear on the video. Now, there are several ways you can do it, right? The first thing is that maybe you can shrink like this. If you shrink it, the problem is now the animation is it's super fast, and if you stretch it, it's too slow. That's not the way to go. Usually what I used to do back in the day was 100%. What I used to do is that alright, this is where the animation ends, and I'm gonna press Control Shift D or Command Shift D if you use Mac, and to split the layer. And actually you can go to Edit, Split Layer. That's what you can do. And you can right click on this, the middle part, and choose Enable Time Remapping. Go somewhere here. You can hold down your Shift key and drag the time slider, and it will snap onto this. And you can set a keyframe right there, and you can set another keyframe right here, and delete these 2 keyframes. You can see it's already a bit confusing. And now, if the client wants the animation to last 6 seconds, you can drag this one here, and you can just stretch this one here because nothing's animating in this part. Now it's done. Now our animation is actually protected. We have stretched the animation while protecting our animation, the intro animation and the outro animation. We didn't stretch it or shrink it. We did the job, but it's a bit complicated and it's too much work. For this one, if you have just one lower third to change like this, if it is just one change, it's all right, you can do it. But if you're working on a lengthy documentary and you have 2 dozens of lower thirds that you have to change, this is not going to work. Or the other way is that, yes, go in there, maybe duplicate this lower third 01, rename this, duplicate this. If you need this one 6 seconds long, you can go to composition settings and set it to 6 seconds. And I'm not going to do this 6 seconds and actually do it here. You can stretch all this here. You can imagine the frustration, right? You can change the animation here. That is what we used to do in the past. But now, let's delete all this. Adobe has added a super cool feature to make our lives easier. All right, let's add a marker right here and double click on it. And our animation, if we press U, and these are the keyframes, all the keyframes ends right here, like let's while holding that control key, let's click here. Now that this is frames, 32 frames, let's go to like 35 frames. We can protect this animation with this new feature. Let's double click on the on this marker, and let's say until like 35 frames. For 35 frames from where the marker is, we need to protect the animation, like protected region. All right, and you can see there's a range markers here, and this area is shaded, and that's our intro animation. And you can also go here, go to composition, responsive design time, and you can add an outro. It's the same thing. You can add a protected region right there as well. Let's actually undo it. Let's do it this way. So, all right, and you can add another marker. Double click on it. Let's say another 35 frames, protected region. All right. Now this area that is shaded is now protected. There are two protected regions. Now what you can do, you can just drag the time slide, the composition into the main composition. Right now, what you can see here is these two. These are the shaded areas. Now see what happens. Now if you want the animation to last 6 seconds, right now it's very easy. You don't have to duplicate that and do that time remapping thing, or you can you don't have to go in here, change anything. You can just drag it until you need it, and your animation is working fine. And it's you don't have to stretch it or shrink it. It's fantastic. I wish I had this feature back in the day, like 2008, 9 or 10, because lower thirds were a nightmare, man. It's like useless. I mean, you have to spend a lot of time on it. There are a lot of changes, and you can't even put this work in your show reel as well. So it's a waste of time. When you have to do it, you have to do it, but it's a frustration every time. Anyway, the cool thing is that you can even make any changes right now. Let's say that the client came in and he asked you to make to put the logo in, right? Let's say scale 5. If the client wants you to put the logo here, what you can do, actually now I am too lazy to animate, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this text field and choose no track matte. I don't need any track matte right there. Let's make it green, and let's, all right, parent and link, this one right here, parent the logo to this layer. I'm doing this because I need to offset these keyframes. All right, now it's animating, and let's offset this like 3 times. Let's you can change this region as well, no problem. And all right, let's drag this back up. Okay. All right, now you can change that, even that area, as long as these keyframes are within the range, within this shaded range. These, whatever you do here, whatever you put here is protected. What I mean by that is that if you delete it, everything is protected, right? You can retime it the way you want. Everything will work fine. All right, that's the tutorial. So apparently it's very simple, but it's a super cool feature. It can save you a lot of frustration. So please use it. Yeah, if you like the video, you can click on the like button and subscribe to the channel. All right, I'll see you in another tutorial really soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.